Hi everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here, and I believe this is part 3 of the using a scrapbook collection to create a junk journal, or a form of a junk journal. So the beautiful things, remember, when it comes to a scrapbook collection, is all of the pieces that you can get, such as die cuts, such as stickers. Here are the die cuts that come with it. Now remember, we are using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Garden District set. So with that, I got die cut pieces. I got extra pieces of cardstock. What I did was I bought the collection, which comes with all the double-sided sheets of cardstock, and then I bought a few extras because I really liked the pattern paper. This is an awesome collection. I also, in the collection, got chipboard pieces that I can use, a sticker pack that I cut down so that I can store it better, and then that was in the collection. Okay, then I got a stencil, which we'll be using today, and I got some brads, which I think are absolutely gorgeous to use within this collection. And then I also got 3 washi tapes that I can use as well. I'm not using any vintage photo in this. I know, oh my god, it's very scary. I get it. Although I could, because again, the theme is Simple Vintage Garden District. So it's something to keep in mind. Now, what I am going to do though, is I do want to put these butterflies every so often on some of my pages. So these are just the pages that we created so far. So we have 2 books, a little bit different size. Remember, these are set at 6.5 by 8.5. So we sewed 2 pieces of cardstock together. These pieces are cut very differently. I added a bag that kind of went with the theme. We've created a large card that slips in this pocket. Now, when we created this pocket, we just cut, this is on a piece of acetate, as you can see. And what's great is we just added glue down here and along the sides on each side of this. We used some staples, some paper to make it look like washi tape, and then that just sits in there. And that's how we created that pocket, by just putting cardstock on each side. We have our pieces that are cut in different lengths. Here we could have a tuck or a pocket depending upon what we want to create. We created, this is a journaling card, again using white paper, using the washi and the paper to create a tag. And then this is just some of the pattern paper to create that. And then we also did that with a tag because some of the papers are already collaged and everything else. And then we're just adding pieces of white paper back here and some of the die cuts along this edge. So we're just going to continue, because I'm not quite sure on the covers yet. Although, you never know, something may hit me. And I think I do want to use one of these cards. I think that's just one of my favorites. But, you know, these cards have things that are automatically, you know, like even that would be pretty. Now, again, opening it up to keep it as a set, you know, we can make that look the same like that as well. Or we can have that one. So again, there's all kinds of different, and then they get larger as I'm looking through these as well. So these are just too big. I do want to make these journaling cards, and that's my tag template. So again, to keep them similar, we can keep those there. I do like the fact that I can take this and put that on a tag, and I think what I'm actually going to do is grab some white paper to put them on that. So you know what? I think I am actually going to use or make my covers. I just want to draw that out, and then I will cut them out. Now, if you have dies, you can certainly use dies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, use what's in your stash. We are very much used to seeing our junk journals have a vintage feel. Now that is something that I do enjoy. And again, mine are a vintage style when it comes to my junk journals. But I do love to use pattern paper in them also. Because let's face it, we hoard pattern paper. Yes, we do. It's wonderful. And there's so much that we can do with it. And that's what I'm looking to show you for this one, is that just with your pattern paper, you can create the same items. You're just doing it in a different way. So I definitely want that to sit there. And I do love that. So I definitely want that to sit there. Because now I'm going to have the pattern paper come up off of this. And again, we can cut different sizes. And again, just because it's pattern paper doesn't mean that we cannot tear an edge. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it looks vintage or if it's just beautiful pattern paper. I love a torn edge. I don't know why. I just do. So I am going to tear this side as well. All right, now I need my glue, and I can't find my glue. All right, this is the first glue I am finding. And this glue is just as fine. Just use it sparingly. You don't want to put a lot down. I think I need to unclog that. I thought I did. Let's see. There we go. And again, just picking how far I want that to go. And I'm just going to line up that edge, because what I'm going to do is trim it. I do like to bring in my brayer no matter what glue I'm working with, and that just seems to smooth it out. And I can come in with my scissors and just trim. And I can use the tag as my gauge. There we go. So we have that. I'm going to push this one aside because that's going to be for the other one. Wherever, not that card, that's this. All right, now I know I want this to sit like that, but I just need something for there and not. I do love this one. I'm actually going to cut around that rose. And I'm going to tear. So if I put, and I can have that go on an angle as well. So if I have this come down like that. Trim that again. Then I just need something small. Found it. And I think, oh, wait a minute. See, we forget that we have, all right, I'm going to put this down. So I want to glue that in place. I know that this is going to sit right there. So I need something for right in there. Found it. Now, what I need to do is carefully cut this piece away, because I do, since this is a cover or a focal point for my cover, oh, there we go. I do like things to hang off. All right. And I want to make sure, okay. Okay, and the reason why I say use this glue sparingly is because there's a lot of water that sits in that glue. and I want to make sure. So you don't want to have a lot of buckling for it. Now you can see that's coming off the tag, and I'm okay with that. I like that. Where I am going to cut is along the bottom. I do want that to be the same shape, because then it gives me that angle that I'm looking for. All right, so now let's so we have that. Let's see. I'm going to hold that one out. See, this is why. Push that up. I do like. See, I have a lot of room here. A lot of room. So as I continue to build this, I'm going to keep it on the front of the book, because I can come off of this side and continue to build. A little too big, and I apologize now, because sometimes when I'm doing this I don't keep talking. I do like that. I like this. Well, now wait a minute, let's go back to that one. Okay, now I'm liking that one again. Did you like how I went back and forth on that? No, you know what? I'm still liking that one. So I'm looking to, there's a lot of beautiful choices in these die cuts that we really want to make sure that we use, because with one of these collections, I mean, you pretty much have the ability to build, you know, to build your journal the way that you would want to. And I'm liking that down there. So I think something as simplistic as that is perfect. All right, now I am going to use some foam squares on this. Now the first thing though that I want to do, I'm going to keep those leaves there, but I do want to punch a hole in this. And I do want to put some of my inked hole reinforcements. I don't know why I just put one on the other side, but I did. And I do want to grab some ribbon and some twine for that as well. So here's my twine. Let's see. I'm loving that ribbon right there. Alright, now if you've all seen this before, I use lots and lots because I like it to be flowing. I love to have a lot of tassels that come out whenever I make a tag, and then I think yeah. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to weave it. So now I'm going to trim. All right, well, we'll make it a nice point trim. And I want to push this through. Because again, this is going to be glued down. So I'm not worried really about the other side. I want to give it the illusion that it's caught in there. And same thing. So I'm just going to bring this up through here. Again, all about the illusion at this point. There we go. And I will cut those, and then I'm going to take my bone creaser, because the best thing about this twine here, I can just lightly go over the edge with my my paper creaser, and it will curl up. And it reminds me of that ribbon. We use it for Christmas and birthdays, where it's like crinky and we want to make it straight. You guys know what I'm talking about. I forget what it's called. So that's our tassel. I love making those tassels like that. So this here, I'm going to now start securing, but I do want to have something behind that. Okay, so I'm going to grab and what's also good when we do this for pattern paper, it's easy to tear. You can actually get almost a straight line. Okay, one of my phones is ringing. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I am always on call, so my phones always have to be on around me. And I always at least have to check them when they do ring. So I do apologize. All right, so I'm going to give an illusion. So I'm going to tear this one. So I want to strip. And what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up. When you tear towards you, you're not going to have that white edge. That's why I keep turning this. So as I'm tearing towards me, meaning this piece is being bent towards me, you can see the white edge on the back here where I don't see that there. So that's what I'm doing I need that. As I'm tearing that paper, I'm looking for that one edge to come towards me. All right, now I'm looking. Oh yeah, hello. So I'm going to tear that. And I'm going to tear that. And then what I can do, just going to create like a band that's going to go in the background. All right, so we're going to get some glue on that. I want to cover up the straight edge. So I'm just going to have that touch that edge. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Except that one, I'm going to go straight across. Just a little bit. And then we're just going to put glue right down. Now remember, even though you're using scrapbook paper, you can still put material there we go, because I want that to go there. And now we'll just press that down. Same thing. We're going to use the glue. Now, one of the things I know a lot of people say you should not use, I love Aleene's tacky, but what I do is I keep the cap off, and that's going to go right there. And I keep it upside down, so I store it this way. So it gets a little thicker. Whoops. If I have any glue exposed, you need to pick it up. I do like to curl up the edges of my die cuts. Again, to me, by doing that, it just adds to the look of the piece. Now this, I'm going to straddle right there. Now I'm going to use double-sided foam squares. Now the double-sided foam squares that I use, I get mine from Uline. They are extremely strong. There is nothing that is going to, I mean, you can peel them off, but it will do damage for what's underneath. So just keep that in mind. So I know by using these on a junk journal, knowing how somebody's going to travel with it, or anything like that, I know I'm going to be okay. And I am going to put that not like that. Just like that. And again, I can curl that up as well. So I've got all that greenery coming around, and then I'm going to have this piece here. And there they can put their name, or I can even take this. No, you know what? I kind of like it right there. I'm going to use foam squares on this as well. Again, just to give it some dimension, you can't go wrong. And these are strong, so they're really not going to go anywhere. So know that when you put them down, that's kind of where they're going to go. And again, if the edges get a little bit ratty, I'm good with that. I like that look. I'm just going to put some pressure down on this to make sure that stays. And that there is our cover. I love all the collaging. I love, I mean, God, you could keep on adding to this. Not quite sure what we'll do with the back. I may just put something, you know, like this beautiful piece right here. Just have that coming right off the back. Would absolutely be beautiful with a piece of, with one of the, matter of fact, with just having this strip. I mean, you can have that just coming right across that, and then have this sit right there, which I think would be pretty. Although, having that there like that as well. There we go. And you all know not using vintage photo is tough, right? I'm just saying. Now I'm going to put a slit in this. I'm going to come right across that. Nah. Gonna put that right there. Then I'm going to trim that. So our front and cover on this one are done. Got these beautiful tags, tassels coming off of it. We can have them sit wherever they go. but at least we know that one's done. Okay, I have no idea where I'm at in time, but that doesn't mean we can't do our next one. So this here, I'm gonna real quick. And again, just, I like the rough edges. That come off the edge. Let's look at, I definitely don't want the bees. That one is just going to be so tough to use as I just throw it across the room. Okay, here's one. See, how tall is that? All right, we can do that. See, I can't get my hand completely there, but I can pretty much get that straight. All right, so if I take this one and put that there, this can hang off like that. And in here, I can put some of this washi tape. See what that does. So if I take that, love it. We'll place that there. Sorry, I know, I just got done shaking the table there. And I'll put some type of topper up here. All right, that's just awesome. Let's see. Same color. So this, I think, we can do just a basic, a layering, some, you know, very, very simple, very basic, as I keep saying that. There we go. I wanted a yellow, and we can put that there. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, not this one. Oh yeah, that one. I'm gonna tear across that. And I'm going to bend it. Okay, everyone remember what I did there. And scream at me when I don't do it the same way. So I just wanted to cover that very small portion up top. And I think that will do it beautifully. And then I can come up here and just trim. There we go. Because I'm not going to do the same thing that I did before. All right, now this one I'm going to put down. Just a little bit from that corner. Need my brayer just to make sure that's smoothed out. And need to make sure, okay, it's crooked. It's what we'll go with. I'm going to prop this up. Gonna let that hang off, and then the bird is gonna come in just like that. And honestly, I want that just gonna put a little piece. And I want to curl that wing. And I like the way everything's just pulling away from this. Now for this, instead of glue, because it's going to take very long for that to dry, I am going to use a piece of double-sided tape. Now all the tape I'm using, of course, is archival. So over time, you know, it's fine. And I want one more. Again, I'm just going to put a piece of double-sided tape. In that corner, and then we're going to cut these in half, and I'll put those up underneath these wings. And I'm going to go underneath that one right there. And I think I'm going to add one right to the bottom of this. Again, I'm all about dimension, and I don't want to lose it. Even though, you know, somebody's using it. There we go. Just adds a little bit there. So again, that's going to be our cover for this one. Again, same concept, but different. I am liking this color for my ribbon, actually. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'll trim off a piece. And I think, well, I know, I do not recommend this for anybody at home. I want to make a slit in this. I don't want to punch a hole. So I'm just going to come in with my craft knife and make a small slit. And pray that I went down deep enough to get all of the layers. Yes, so now I'm digging. But the good thing is, let me not stab myself, is that it did go through. And now I just need to cut a section of it out. There we go. And I can push it through. Because it's really going to be hidden by the piece of ribbon. And again, I don't care what the back looks like because that's going to be glued down onto the journal. So if I take this and thread it through, there we go. Then I can bring in my stapler. That loves to come apart. Oh my. And that just holds it together. And again, I still have, now if I wanted to add some more of this, I can. I always think of things after the fact. I find it amazing that I do that. And again, same thing. I just keep layering and layering. And I can do the same thing here. So I can go into this slot, because I'm not really thrilled with that slot, to be very honest with you. Now I just need to get those threads the way they need to go. Okay, there we go. And then I can push that ribbon through and push the tassels through. And then tighten down on the tassels. There we go. Now I think for this one, I think I am going to have one of these coming out from underneath. Now if I can find that other one that I had, which of course you know I won't be able to, just saying. Oh my goodness. I have a big mess on my desk here. Can you tell? Just trying to organize a little bit. Keeping my scraps with my scraps. Now, instead of looking off camera, here we go. I'm going to pull this in. So I want to find Something like that, but kind of bigger and bolder. At least that's what I think I'm looking for. Oh, I'm loving the wreath. So you can have the wreath. Do one of those things. Yeah, no. 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 Don't need another bird. Just looks upside down when I do that. Let's look at the chipboard. Oh, hello. Hello. There she is. Yep, I think that's it. And again, that can just come up. I don't need anything in the background like we did with this one. You know, with that one I had that piece that went across. I don't think I need that for this one. But what I am going to do for this one, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to real quick get that down, like that. And now I am going to get this down. I just want to hold down those sides up at the top. And what I actually did was I kept that spot open. So if I wanted to put anything else in there, I can. But this is glued down, and I only put glue down along here so I can still put something there. So I just need to make sure that that holds. You put my other pieces back in there. And that's that cover. So I think that's my time. But these are the two covers that we did. Now again, this is the Simple Stories Scrapbook Collection, and it's the Simple Vintage Garden District. It is a beautiful collection, absolutely gorgeous. So again, that will be linked down below if I can still find it. I mean, the moment that this one came out, it was selling out very quickly for obvious reasons. But I'll still put it down if you want to see the information on it, what it's about, and so forth. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, this was part 3. These process videos are going, and I can't talk, wow, are going to continue When it comes to the different journals, I'll just make sure to put those titles if you're following that journal specifically, and how that works, and what I did with it, so to speak, and all of that fun stuff. I do hope you are having a great day. I hope you're having some great weather. We have been very fortunate so far, fingers crossed, with lots of sun. It's a little warm, but you know what? Not going to complain about the warmth. It's sunny. It's got a pleasant breeze, so it is beautiful. Continue to stay safe and healthy, and thank you so much. I am truly grateful that you took this moment just to stop by to see what's going on here on my channel. Guys, continue. Enjoy your day. Have fun. But remember what's most important for me, always and every day. Always. Be creative. Till next time, guys.